Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Twin Oaks Family Farm. I don't know if you can hear the hens behind me, but we're fixing to go into the Production Reds hen house. We did a well check, feed check, water check, egg check this morning at 8 a.m. and now it's 11 a.m. We're going in for a second check of the day. We have been a little bit lax with our schedule with the laying hens, allowing fluctuations in when we check the coops as far as the exact time, and so kind of trying to turn a corner and make myself be a little more disciplined about that. We've been finding with our older group of hens that we've been getting almost 100% laying production daily from that group of hens that are in the age range of 2 to 2.5 years old, and mixed breeds in there, about 19 laying hens. Over here, we've got 32 production red hens. We're going to go in and see. They're 8 months old. They started laying at 5 months, and we've only been getting 50% daily laying production out of this group. So that could just be because they are young and they're maturing, and they're working up to the peak egg production numbers for this set of hens. There's 31 of them now. But we were expecting more egg production than 50%. But we've been trying to watch our times and not let the times fluctuate as much as we had been, as far as when we're checking them about 3 or 4 times a day and documenting the egg production. And so we are seeing a little bit of an uptick. So we had been getting about 16 eggs a day pretty consistently from this group. Yesterday we got 22 eggs. So we are going to go in, but I don't know if you can hear them. They are just chatting, cackling, talking. I guess you could call it egg song. Let's hope that there's some eggs in here. So there's their doorway already open. So I've got to get through a little perimeter fence that we set up as a safety barrier here. But when I went in at 8 a.m. this morning, we did not have any eggs in the pen then. So at the time, we turned off the red light bulb that's in that suspended lamp, and we're leaving the overhead light on in here, actually around the clock, but we leave it on throughout the day because there's no windows. So not a lot of natural light filters into here. They currently have 2 feeders and 1 big capacity water. We love these waters. I do see some eggs here, so really pleased with that. We'll go around and count what we have. And we do have the remainder of 2 flock blocks in here. So they got those the last week of May, and it's now June 26, 2024. So almost a month. 2 flock blocks would last our 31 hens in here about a month. So we'll replenish those as they finish them up. This is one of the spots they like to lay in. The nest boxes the gals utilize pretty well in here. They like to lay in that corner, and they like to lay eggs in the corner actually under the nest boxes. It's kind of shadowed, but I think you can tell there's actually a hen in the corner, and there's like one sitting there waiting her turn, and there's like one standing there like she's on cue to go to the nest when she gets a chance. There's their hen door. There's an egg there. Actually, that hen just moved that egg. I kind of wonder. I don't want to let her poke a hole in it or smash it or anything, but I wondered if she was going to move it and try to sit on it, and if she might show us that. But with visiting the production reds today, one thing that I wanted to emphasize is just how important water is to laying hens. So she was quite protective of that egg. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. I don't think she's trying to put a hole in it or damage it, but I don't want to give her the opportunity to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get it. But in addition to seeing the production reds, I wanted to emphasize how important water is for our laying hens. Water is essentially the most important nutrient for every living thing, because so many metabolic processes and cell processes depend on hydration and depend on water for cell repair and for healthy function. So water is so important for every living animal, every living being. And with our hens, that was cool. Did y'all see that? so she's sitting on several eggs. She may have already laid her own egg for the day. Look at that. So I would not consider any of these hens broody. They aren't demonstrating that, but she did roll that egg into a nest. So if you had a mama hen that was broody and was incubating a clutch of eggs, that's the behavior you would see. She would put those eggs underneath where she can sit and sit on all of them. So these are some pretty good sized hens. But back on the watering, so a couple of just highlights on water with hens. Did you know that's the squat behavior too that we just saw there? She widened her wings and she squatted in her legs, and that's a squat behavior, and that's a behavior demonstrated by hens that are in a season of egg production. So that's good. We want to see that squat behavior reaction in our laying hens because it indicates to us they are in a season of laying. So that's good. But on the water, about 3 things I wanted to mention. So a laying hen will consume about double the amount of water that a non-laying hen or chicken will consume, okay? And in general, a good rule of thumb under that one just laid her egg. Under mild conditions, see how she's kind of standing? So she literally just laid that egg seconds ago. And this one is like wanting that nest site, like move along. But with the water, under mild conditions and good conditions and no stress, hens want about a pint of water a day. And so I don't know if this hen is going to sit on that egg and want that corner. I just don't want to give her the opportunity to potentially damage the egg. So we know that there is, we don't know who she is, but if we catch her, we're going to separate her. But we know that there is at least one hen in this group that likes to peck the eggs and put holes in them. I'm going to go ahead and pick this egg up. So I was trying to tell you, as far as hens and the water consumption, if conditions are mild and everything's good and they're not stressed, about a pint a day is a good reference point or rule of thumb for how much water your hens need. About a pint a day. So if I'm recalling correctly, I'm not getting good light at that angle. If I recall correctly, a pint is about 16 ounces. So under mild conditions, minimal stress, aim to make sure that whatever water capacity you have in your hen house for your laying hens is at least a pint per hen. But we could assume that that's mild conditions around like ambient temperatures of about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's hotter than that, or if you think the hens might be stressed, or if you're feeding a supplement that might be a little higher in salt for them, they're going to consume more than that reference point. So be mindful that a pint a day of water for your laying hens under normal conditions is a good reference point for how much drinking water you need to supply for them. But be mindful also that they could need more if there's anything in their routine or in their environment that would contribute to them needing to consume more water. And also, you want to monitor that they are drinking the water and that it's not becoming stagnant in their pen. We want them always to have clean, fairly fresh water that's not getting overly hot and overly stagnant, okay? So it's almost better to only give them as much water as they'll drink up in about a 24-hour period than to give them way more water than they could possibly consume and have that water go stale. They're even less likely to drink it if it goes stale. So we want to keep them actually interested in drinking the water, okay? So we try to use that as kind of a rule of thumb with ours. So a laying hen will actually drink about double the capacity of water that a non-laying chicken or hen will. And a pint is a good rule of thumb, a pint per day for your chickens for water consumption that we need to provide to them. But also keep in mind that they may want more water than that if conditions are extreme, like heat or stress, or even if there's disease or feed that is impacting what they want to drink. Okay, so keep those things in mind and just watch and monitor your hens' water consumption, and they'll let you know if they need more water, and you'll be able to tell if they're drinking enough water. Look at the line forming here for this nest. This is really where all the hens want to lay the eggs, and I literally think, I bet we won't get a look of it, but I literally think she either just laid the egg or is preparing to actually have the egg. There, yep, there it is. She actually just laid her egg. So I don't know from the angle and with all the commotion if you could see it, but that hen actually did just lay her egg. So gonna go ahead and collect some of these here that we've got in the boxes. I got that one. There is one back in that corner I'll get when we're done with the camera, but there's 6 in there. One back in that corner. Look, there's the one she just laid. You can see it's glossier because there's the bloom on it that the hen's body puts on the egg. And at first that's moist and then it dries. So there's at least, she was already sitting on at least 4 other eggs, possibly 5. And then there's her egg. So there's about 6 eggs there. Okay, and we have 6 in the basket, so that's 12. And then we have 1 in the other corner, so that's 13. So I'm not going to be able to move her while I'm recording and finish getting those eggs. But make sure you keep water to your hens. That helps us tremendously with managing our laying hens. So make it as easy as possible on yourself to keep enough water to your girls. That's why we love these easy fill, top fill waters, because we have enough hens that we want a good capacity of water in here. So we can just take the lid off the top and we fill it. And it holds about 5 gallons. Okay? And our hens tend to drink that up in about a day. So I am going to have to ask this hen to move and gather those eggs and let another hen take a turn. But thanks for joining us. Hello from the Production Red House. Y'all have an excellent day and join us again.